Hello and welcome to the cryptocurrency news channel. We're going to do a little bit of projection today on Bitcoin because we know that yesterday Fidelity actually started a new index fund and they have people investing in it. Now, let's not forget, Fidelity controls $8 trillion worth of funds, retirements, and pensions. Now, there's no hell of a way they're going to put a significant amount of that $8 trillion into Bitcoin or crypto. And yes, if you're wondering which crypto Fidelity is going to invest in, they're investing in Bitcoin, not Ethereum, not XRP, not Cardano, not VET, not Polkadot, none of those things, just Bitcoin, because Fidelity's trading desk is only for Bitcoin right now. They might invest in those other cryptos later, but for right now, it's just Bitcoin. But that's just perfectly fine. You know why? Because Bitcoin is the index coin and everything goes up along with Bitcoin and also goes down along with Bitcoin, as can be seen today. So if your investment is failing today, don't worry about it. Everything else is going down as well. So how much could they actually pump Bitcoin up? So here's the thing, $8 trillion. Like I said, no way in hell they're going to actually pump all of that into Bitcoin. But even if they pump one out of $1,000 into Bitcoin, 8 trillion, 1/1000th of that is $8 billion into Bitcoin. Remember, that is 1/10 of 1%, one part out of 1,000. You might think, oh, increasing Bitcoin's market cap by $8 billion isn't really a big deal. And you're right, it's not. But it's not a 1-to-1 ratio because like we've seen how, selling maybe $100 million in Bitcoin all at once can actually drop Bitcoin's price by, several billion dollars. So analysts have posited and people have calculated that it's actually around a 1-to-20 ratio, or about like basically for every dollar you sell out of Bitcoin, especially if you do it all at once, it drops the market cap by about $20. Same thing, if you actually buy $1 billion at once, it might increase the market cap by 20 billion, because all you really have to do is fill out those buy orders, and then when there's no resistance, it can shoot up like crazy. So a lot of people are saying, a lot of analysts, a lot of researchers say it's 1-to-20. So buying up $8 billion worth of straight up of Bitcoin actually would raise the price by $160 billion. Now, this is theoretical, of course. Fidelity is going to do a lot of this on the OTC market, which won't affect the price nearly as much. But if they dry up the OTC market and they're buying everything like Fidelity Grayscale, people will actually have to buy on the exchange markets, and that will actually push the price up. So 8 billion all at once, like on an exchange market, would raise it by about $160 billion. The current market cap of Bitcoin right now is actually only $207 billion, so it would nearly double. Just by putting 1/1000th of Fidelity's money into Bitcoin, you would get it to almost around 20,000, or the last all-time high, and then the FOMO will come in. If you put 1% of the $8 trillion, you would raise the market cap by 10 times as much, $1.6 trillion, and that would get it to like $80,000. Now, I don't think quite it would work that way, because as you go up into those like really, really high numbers, 50, 60,000, I think people would actually have downward pressure selling down because they want to actually cash out. But just on a theoretical basis, if Fidelity dries up the market and then like other people want to buy into Bitcoin, whether Grayscale or other stuff, they want to buy $80 billion worth of Bitcoin, you would have to push up the market cap around $1.6 trillion, making the price of Bitcoin around 80 or 90,000. And that's a way you could actually get Bitcoin to 100,000 if these big institutional funds like Fidelity actually start buying out the OTC market and having to buy on the exchange market. Because although the OTC market is very big, it is not unlimited. And it can it actually can basically raise things up really, really fast. Especially, like as people are getting the DeFi, pouring more money into it, you see all these other altcoins come up, they'll FOMO more and more into Bitcoin. So I think Fidelity, like putting a batch of money at once into Bitcoin, could actually amplify that. And you could possibly even get over 100,000 that way. Now, I don't think the price will actually get to 100,000 in the next cycle, but that is definitely one way you could do it. And even 1% of Fidelity's fund money could actually do that. Now, is Fidelity just going to put 1% of their funds into Bitcoin? No, I mean, they're a very, very careful process. They're not just going to randomly buy the market up, but that just shows you like how much effect Fidelity has just by putting 1% into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And if they put it into crypto, it's going to be Bitcoin. Even if they just put 1/10 of 1%, it could double or more the price of Bitcoin. So Fidelity is perfectly capable of kicking off a bull run by putting just an incy-beatsy part of their holdings into Bitcoin, which I think they're somewhat likely to do because they are very bullish on crypto as a major investment fund. And especially when other pension funds see Fidelity do that, they will actually try to get in too. And that's when we can really, really see a big bull run. And that's why 100,000 is not out of the question. So that is my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.